Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. Welcome to the BB Breakdown with Joleen. That's me and producer Tilly's Tail. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. I break down all things Big Brother 25. Stand-up comedian and Big Brother superfan Joleen Lunzer here to break it all down for you. But first, make sure you guys smash that like. It helps me a lot in the algorithm. And it's a free way to support the channel. Also, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I got a little more time on my hands these days, so I'm going to be doing more live feed updates and recapping and roasting all the episodes. If it's your first time on my channel, we take a comedic look at Big Brother. We talk about the spoilers. We talk about the strategy, but we mostly are here for the comedy and a good time and to be entertaining. I'm also very opinionated, so you might not always agree with my opinion, but you are welcome to have your opinion in the live chat happening right now or in the comment section after the video posts. If you want to support my channel further, feel free to send a super chat while we're live. You can send a super thanks after the video posts, or you can check out my Patreon or YouTube memberships. Links are listed below in the description for this video. So are all my socials. So follow me, follow me, follow me. Hello, everyone, for a late night chat. I got tired of waiting for this POV. So I am just going to talk about what has been happening on the live feeds. We're going to roast and recap it. And maybe while I'm live, we will get the feeds back. But the feeds have been down for about 7-8 hours now for the POV. And who knows, okay? But yes, Pammy, it's a very late night. I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to go live now. Even though we don't have the results, we do have some things we need to talk about. So obviously, I mean, some kind of POV is happening where it takes a lot of time, or Big Brother's just messing with us. We never know. All right, so you guys sound off in the live chat as we go through what's happening in the house. Now, these are spoilers, so you've been warned. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I used to have a banner that was spoiler alert. We'll put Big Brother breaking news. Ooh, this is kind of a fun one. Big Brother breaking news, and I definitely need a spoiler. Maybe this one. Chris Kirkpatrick. Celebrity Big Brother. Anyone remember? Or maybe a little BB can for our spoiler. Spoiler alert.
Wait a minute. Wait, what?
That's me. Wait a minute. Wait, what? As I wait for the POV.
What's POV?
Power of Veto, Candy. That is the power of Veto. All right. If you guys weren't aware, let's break down what's currently happening. Okay. Oh, good. And Dub. Just in time. Just in time. All right. So we're going to overall what's going on right now. If you didn't know, Hysum won HOH. All right. In second place came Jared in the HOH competition. He put up Riley and Cameron. Hysum put up Riley and Cameron on the block with Riley as his target, because remember, Riley said his name. So now he has to avenge his honor. Okay. They had the POV player picks this morning. Mimi is hosting, and the picks were probably the worst picks that Hysum could have. Okay. In addition to Riley and Cameron and himself playing in the POV, he also has Blue, America, and Matt. Apparently, Riley got Houseguest choice. She picked Blue to play for her, and Matt was picked by Hysum. I mean, when he was picking, he was like, oh, Matt. And he was saying in his head, he was like, don't pick Matt, don't pick Matt, don't pick Matt, don't pick Matt. And then he picked Matt. So Hysum is pretty pissed about that, but we'll get there. Okay. Riley, on the other hand, is very excited about the pick. She was giddy this morning, even though the house guests were woken up at 7 a.m. to get ready and just overall kind of mess with them, as Big Brother does, you know. And so they were up bright and early this morning, and that is when our wonderful Miss Felicia decided to share with everybody in the bathroom that she has had gastric bypass surgery. She used to be 250 pounds. She got down to 150. And then now she's got about 25 pounds to lose to get back down to the 150. She gained a little COVID weight. I see you, Miss Felicia. Me too, girl. Me too. And it is hard to get off, okay? And late night ice cream is hard to stop eating as well. She then went on to talk about her IBS, and she was mostly directing this towards Hysum and this bubble that forms in her stomach and talking about her bowel movements. And that is when Hysum said, girl, I am not your doctor. Why are you telling me this? And everybody laughed. But that is Miss Felicia. If she is not drowning a microphone in the hot tub, she's going to tell you about her bowel movements, or she is going to tell you about, what's going on with her gastric bypass. All right. Pressure cooker, if it is, I will forgive Big Brother for having the feeds off this long. If the POV competition was something like pressure cooker, that would be amazing to see that competition again. Okay. It's so refreshing to see myself on the feeds. John's Wasted Life says, I know I've been wanting to know who won the veto. All right, so let's get into some more stuff, some highlights of what's been happening on the feeds for the past, 48 hours. All right. Thank you, JS Go. Love you, love you, love you. Make sure you smash that like, you guys. Don't forget to do that. So as I said, Riley picked blue for Houseguest choice. She's very excited about the picks. Jared, for coming in second for the HOH competition, he was sent to the nether regions, aka Les Moonvez's lap, allegedly. Everything I say is alleged. However, everything is true, except for the parts that are false, okay? So he was sent to the nether regions. He was gone for a while. And when he came back, I believe he then was able to select someone, and he selected Jag to then go to the nether regions. That's what it sounded like. Riley allegedly begged Jared to pick her, and Jared did not, because he was like, I can't pick her because then Hysum will think I'm working with her, and I'm not picking her because that's not who I'm working with, even though Jared is talking the most and doing a little bit too much, in my opinion, and we'll get to that. And so this really signified to Jared that Riley don't care about him. And he was like, oh, okay. She didn't care that I would be putting my life on the line and I could be a target by picking her. So now he's like, well, screw Riley. Okay. Riley, AKA Criley. And I didn't come up with that name. She called herself that. I don't know if someone else in the house came up with it first, but I mean, she is crying a lot, and she's really doing herself a disservice in that house. And we can talk about that as we get there on my little notes that I took of what's been happening on the feeds. All right. So the feed's been down now for like 10 hours, something ridiculous, like you guys know, as you're putting in the chat. Riley is, she's been not only crying, but she's been putting her hands on Matt and Jag, and Matt and Jag have been putting their hands on her. Okay. And it's just, for someone who was really mad about people speculating that she was in a Showmance, she sure doesn't mind laying on the hammock. Let me show you guys a little screen grabby here. Here is Riley cradling. Now, if you watched my last breakdown of the eviction episode from Thursday, that I thought it was even weird the way Riley was hugging and holding on to Miss Felicia. They looked like they were about to make out, allegedly. And how she cradled her head. And I showed my husband too, because I know some people thought I was crazy for saying that. But I showed my husband, he goes, it does look like they're going to make out. So maybe that's her strategy. But here she is cradling Jag's leg with his dirty socks. Okay. And then Jag returned the favor today while they were waiting for the POV to start by putting his hands on her blue yoga pants right by Miss Felicia too. How rude. Riley, you look like you were just about to make out with Miss Felicia after the live eviction, and now you're just cheating on Miss Felicia with Jag right in front of her face. And Miss Felicia's like, She Miss Felicia's face. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Miss Felicia's like, are you two for real? Are you really caressing each other's thighs in front of me? Okay, I mean, these youngins are getting real close. And then we had this situation. Riley, very nervous she was going to get put on the block, and was crying, obviously, because that's what you do. You just cry. She said she's cried more in the Big Brother house than she has her whole life. It's like, okay, sure. Criers always say that. Criers always say, I never cry. If you're a crier, you cry. You cry. I don't remember the astrology, but I remember there's lots of Pisces on this cast, and they're, known for the tears. Here's Matt rubbing on her legs, and she's wearing what looks to be underwear, but they're not. All right, I think they're shorty shorts. The kids wear shorty shorts. But if you guys missed, if you're not watching live feeds and you're just watching updates, hello. But if you are watching live feeds, go back to Friday with Hysum's meetings being HOH, because it might trigger you. Warning, it might trigger you. If you've ever worked at a job and been spoken to by a manager very directly, sometimes condescendingly, that's Hysum. He was just like, okay, hi, welcome, good to see you. Not really. Anyways, okay, who are you working with? What's going on? Where do you see me in your mid game? I'm not going to backdoor people. My name means honor or taking care of people or wiping people's butts. I don't remember, but my name is sacred. And so I am not going to backdoor. I'm going to be very straightforward. All right. Who are you working with? Do you have people? And then some of the people tried to, kind of talk around it, even Jag, and he's like, all right, I'm going to be honest with you. Everyone has already outed you and said you're working with them. So I just don't bullshit me. Okay, good. Then we're on the same page. I respect you. You respect me. Happy family. Cool. Barney and stuff. All right. And where do you see me in your mid game? And where do you see me in your quarter mid game? And where do you see me in the end game? And will you vote for me at the end? I mean, he didn't go that far, but he was asking where people saw him in the mid game. And the way he was talking, I was like, oh, it's just like, if you've ever had like a manager who kind of talks down to you, or a job where you're just like, oh, it can be very triggering to watch this man just dress these people down. He's like, I don't have time for this. I want to get through this. Okay, next, you. They basically took a number. They spilled to him. It was very entertaining to watch. But, most of the handful just threw up right in front of him. We're like, I'm doing this, and this is what I think. A couple of them were, good to, we're a little better at hiding, at least attempting or omitting information, as opposed to lying. Because Hysum's like, I don't have time for the lies. I'm not, I got to work out. We only live until we're 70. You guys know, I said that in my pre-BB interview. So I work with elderly people. I know they die. I'm getting up there. I need to boom, let's go. I need a boom. Let me hear you say, wayo, who you working with? Where is your mid game? Is it with me? And so he was just like making these kids they're like, I'm working with this person. Yeah, I like that person. That's mid game. I mean, I would like to work with you. You seem cool. And he's like, great. Okay, get out of here. Can you bring the other one in? The other young people in? Tell them we're all dying. We're all currently dying. Everything is dying. Okay. And he does have selective empathy. He was very empathetic towards America. I feel like that is someone that he wants to work with. He was also very good at shading people that he, to get what he wanted. So it was a lot of shading of Riley. Like, hey, I know you're friends with Riley. Riley's my target. I can't tell her that because the game will not allow me to say, hey, I'm for sure putting you up. But that's the direction I'm headed. All right. I know you're friends with Riley. Now, if you play in the POV, it's not a good idea for you to want to take her down. You know what I'm saying? And Riley's a good girl. She's okay. She just really, she shit the bed in the game, according to me, Hysum. But she's nice. She's got cute socks she's had since she was 13. But other than that, she made a lot of mistakes, but beautiful hair, but just real messy game. And I don't know if you want to get caught up in that, but that's up to you. I'm just telling you, it's probably not going to be best for your game because she's just a mess. But gosh, does she look nice on eviction night? It was just like so ridiculous and very entertaining. And that's when he had the conversation with Cameron and was basically like, Cameron, we know she's your daughter, because Cameron will not shut up about this daughter thing, which here's the deal. Cameron's still like, she's my daughter. She reminds me of my daughter. Okay. She's feisty. She's a rebel. She's hardworking. She's nice. Reminds me of my daughter. It's like, first of all, Cameron, your daughter is like 8 or 9. Okay. This woman is 24 years old. Also, you are only like 9, 10 years older than her. It's creepy. It's weird. Stop saying it. And if she really does remind you of this daughter who you love so much, who I assume, I mean, I'm pretty sure you do. I'm not doubting that you love your daughter, but it sounded like I was doubting it. I didn't mean to. But if she does remind you exactly of your daughter, I'm treated her like my daughter, then you would give up your game for her, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you give up your game for your daughter? Wouldn't you give up your game for your daughter? Wouldn't you? But you're not going to. Because on the feeds, he's been like, it's going to hurt. But if she got to go, she got to go. She got to go. If she got to go, she got to go. She got to go. She got to go. She got to go. Would you say that about your daughter? I mean, there have been people on reality TV shows, and Survivor in particular, who have thrown parents under the bus or children for the game. But yeah, the daughter's 7. You're gross, sir. You're gross. Stop saying it. I think the only person that I've heard, and I could be wrong, but I know for sure, Corey was even saying it to Riley, like, it's a little weird. Like, he's basically your age and saying that. And you need a 21-year-old guy to tell you that this 32-year-old shouldn't be running around saying, you're like my daughter. I'm going to save you because you've been such a naughty girl. But it's okay. I'll be here for you because you're like my daughter. It's creepy. It's creepy. Okay. So if you didn't get a chance, go back and watch Hysum's interviews, because he's just like, here's what's going to happen. This is how the week's going to go down. Okay. Riley is going to go home. Cameron, I'm going to put you on the block because I don't want you to have to make the choice. I'm afraid that you would save her. And Cameron's like, oh, thank God. Because I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. I wouldn't save. She is like my daughter, but no, I wouldn't save her. It's like, well, then she's not really like your daughter. Then you pretending to be like her savior, you pretending to be this person that's like, I'm going to save your game. Well, you're not really doing a good job of that, because then you would have thrown yourself under the big brother bus for her. But you're not doing that. Instead, you're just like, yeah, that makes it easier for me to snake her. For me to, because I don't want to have to use that, the veto or on her instead of me, because it's me. Hi, I'm the daddy. It's me. All right. Once Riley was put up, there were tears before, there were tears after. She feels like she's a victim of her HOH. And it's like, girl, you just weren't good. You just didn't do a good job. You listened to weird Cameron. You believed your own hype. You sat up there with a handful. By day 5, you guys were going to win the whole game. You were a million weeks ahead like Paloma. It was a mess. You were a mess. It's not the room. It's you, girl. It's you. But she doesn't want to take ownership for this. She's like, it's just, I feel like I was put in a bad situation and I had to, just be the bad guy. And everyone looked at me because of this room. I never want to make anyone feel like I'm not there for them, or I'm just not including them. I just really am attracted to like hot people like myself, and it's just like the hot house guests are just like so much easier to hang out with. And then there's Cameron and he's like my dad. But other than that, it's just not my fault. Like, everybody likes hot stuff. So she's around crying. Sari, we talked about this previously, but she's had to calm her down quite a few times and be like, Riley, just play the game. Riley, you're fine. Riley, please, you're okay. So it's a lot of that. But then in the next breath, she's like, I'm the only one playing this game. I'm like the only one not playing this game. She said she's the only one willing to make big moves. Ma'am, that is what Hysum's doing right now. He's putting you and Cameron up. You two are like the heads of the snake on the other side. You want to act like you're not, but you are. You got these guys rubbing on your legs. You're holding on to people's ankles, trying to make out with Mama Felicia. You got to go, in Hysum's eyes. And you also, you also did have his name in your mouth. So, I mean, yeah, that's part of Big Brother. If you get caught planning to, want to get rid of someone, if they get power the next week, they're probably going to come after you. And Hysum's like, I've talked to everyone. Everyone has outed you. Everyone has said that you did say my name. You did bring me up. So, yeah, I'm going to have to put you up. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Scoot along. Okay. Yeah. If you can get me a little snacky, I'm kind of hungry. That would be very helpful. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah, she didn't make a big move. She took out Kirsten, who would have probably worked with her. Then she's like, we'll go to the clubs later. I'll see you at the clubs after the season. Kirsten, don't go to the clubs with her. Do not go to the clubs with her. Miss, we'll get more into it, okay? So, Riley and Matt had a game they played last night on the feeds, which I was so yucked out by this game that I don't know if this was something they just made up themselves or if Big Brother, I can't imagine Big Brother made them do this, but feel free to correct me in the chat. They were playing some kind of 50 Shades of Grey Dom submissive game where Corey, it wasn't Riley and Matt, I'm sorry, it was Riley and Corey, where Corey was the boss applesauce. He was the Judge Judy to her, not Judge Judy, and told her what to do. Like, watch me eat. Do this. Pedal the pedals on the bike while I work out. And she was like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Follow me around. Walk behind me. Walk slower. And Sari and Izzy went in their back comic room and were like, that was a little, Corey's a little too good at that Dom submissive stuff. It was uncomfortable. And Riley was a little too good at being submissive. She was a little too good. Yes, sir. And she was like having a good old time. I would not. I wouldn't play that. I would not do that. Thank you, Katie. Thank you so much for saying that. But it was yucky. It was yucky. Yeah, Vanessa. Shout out to my friend Vanessa. She was wearing like a suit coat and a bow tie. And she was like, anything else I can do, sir? And then the other house guests were watching up in the pool room by the bumper pool table. And then at one point she straddled Jag. And everyone was like, Jag, you better put a pillow on your crotch. And I was like, okay. That was, and let's just get it. Let's just say it. A hundo, as the kids say. Let's keep it a hundo. Jag has a crush on Riley. Riley, who knows who she has a crush on at this point. Matt's he's got a little crunchy for her. She's got a little crunchy for him. And I think Jag too. Cameron obviously obsessed with Riley, but not obsessed enough to give up his game, even though she's his daughter. She's his daughter. It was cringe when, yes. Hello, Rosario. It was cringe when she straddled him. I was like, and you could tell Jag's like, this is nice. Wish you guys weren't here. And I was like, I wish I wasn't there either. I wish I wasn't watching this. I don't need to see this. It's just, there's something, I know Riley has this like quirky or tries to have this quirky personality, but it's a little over the top. And it could be because I'm just agitated from waiting for the feeds all these hours and going back and getting caught up on the feeds before they were cut, that I'm just kind of over that little quirky dance she does and the juggling. And I'm just like, I can only watch someone juggle so many times before I just slap the stuff out of their hands and go, no more juggling. Okay, I think Big Brother needs to make a rule. No more juggling. It's been done. This isn't clown school. This is Big Brother. No more juggling. Unless it's a competition, I don't want to see you juggle. I'm not impressed. I was impressed day one, and that's it. He kind of dommed her into doming Jag. It was, I don't know. I didn't understand it. I was like, I got to get out of here. Okay. It was funny. America was 100% right. It was funny for like the first 10 minutes, but then after that, it was a little too much. And she's been winning me over. I think she has some, I don't know, particularly she's not in the greatest place in the house. I mean, actually right now she is, because like I said, Hysum really is like, America, those kids you're working with, they're really underestimating you, aren't they? Yeah, I can tell. You don't deserve that. You had an ex. He therapized her, whatever the word would be. He used his psychiatry and he was like, yeah, you dated kind of an asshole, so you don't think you're good enough. Yeah, we all do that, hon. But you are good enough. You're great. You know that? Like if we have an endurance, which might be happening right now, you're going to be on there a long time. So I want to work with you for that reason and that reason only. And also you're great, but you're good enough. And she's like, thank you. The other people I can see, I watch, and they don't really take you seriously, do they? They don't. That other side of the house, they don't really do much for me. No. Yeah, I can see that. You should know your worth. You come over here, work with me. I'm good. I like you. I know you. We see each other. Okay. All right. Scoot along, honey. Grab me a snack. Thank you. Veggie straws. I like to keep it trim. I got a 6-pack. I'm 45. Okay. Thank you. I'm just a CNA. I'm not a doctor, but I play one on Big Brother and in real life. So, oh, it was her punishment for losing bumper pull. Oh my God, Marilyn. Who came up with the punishment? Whose idea was that? That was yuck. Oh, Tormy, just rewind a little bit, okay? We're just going over some highlights from the feeds, if you will. And we just talked about a really cringe, dumb, submissive type thing. It was 50 Shades of puke. I didn't like it. And I didn't like how good Corey was at it. And I didn't at being the dom. And I didn't like how good Riley was at being the submissive. Okay, you're not sure? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it was probably Riley's idea. She's like, this will be fun. It's quirky. And you're like, not really. But I'm just saying Corey lives a double life. Allegedly. Check with his brother Luke on Twitter. But I think he knows about this life. Okay. He's like that girl from Euphoria. He's got the webcam. He does the humiliation dom, which would be like actually the only dom I could do. You guys put in the chat if you did dom stuff, I could be a finance dom. I learned about those this year, and they basically just tell you rich people where to spend their money and like, give me your money. I could do that. Be like, hey, stupid, give me your money. Cause they, some people like to be humiliated and told where to spend their money. It's a whole thing. That's the only dom I could be. Yeah. Maybe people are just bored, Joleen. Lack of feeds. Ugh, it sucks. It sucks that the feeds have been off this long and that they do cut a lot. But thus is a season of Big Brother. All right. So then Kylie, like I said, feels like a victim of her HOH room. It's the vibes, man. It's not her. She didn't do anything wrong. Blue and Jared continue to flirt. They are flirting, even though we'll get to this. Then today, Jared was like, Blue could go. And I'm like, Blue could go? Wow, you are playing this game, sir. Cutthroat. That's what he was saying to his mom in the food storage. So, okay. Riley keeps talking about how Jared squeezed her hand during Hysum's noms and that he was mad she was put up. She tells the story to everyone. She's like, I mean, Jared looked pissed. He squeezed my hand when Hysum put me up. So I don't think he's happy. I think he's really mad. And Jared was playing it off to them like, oh my God, Hysum lied to me. He said you weren't going to go up, that he wasn't going to go. And he did. And then I feel tricked. And I was like, okay, Jared. Okay. Don't talk too much, Jared. Just like your mom says, just like Mama Cerie says, don't talk too much, just enough. But then he talked a lot more. And I was like, oh, Jared. Oh. So every time Cerie has told him to shut up, she has been right. This dude can talk. Oh my gosh. Does he like to talk? Let's see. Jag and Blue made a final 2 last night on the hammock. And as we know, Riley and Jag have a final 2 as well. So I was like, oh, Jag, double dipping. Mm-hmm. What's a TSA dom? Is that like you go to the airport, or you pretend you're at the airport? You're like, spread them. Do you have a BOMB on you? You can't say it or YouTube will demonetize me. You don't have any weapons on you, do you, sir? And then when they walk past you, go beep, beep, beep. Uh-oh, you set off the metal detector. Take your pants off. Is that what it is? I don't know. Late night, Jonathan. Smash that like, everyone. 344 people here. Yes. So they made a final 2, and I think Jag really wants to save Riley. I think Blue at first was like, yeah, girl, I'm totally gonna save you. You're totally savesies. And Blue has just, I'm sorry, she has the best throwback Y2K style. I love it. I love her style, everything about that. And apparently she has set it up that the person who's posting on her socials are posting the outfits. She has pictures in the outfits that she brought to the house. So these influencers, I know we hate them, but that's actually pretty smart. Pretty smart. Katie, if it is Izzy and Cameron drama, show us. I'll be so mad that they didn't show us. But Izzy, today I will say Izzy talked to Jared, talked to Corey. Corey's really been pushing for Izzy to make peace. Jared as well. You can't be so reactive, Isbear. And she's like, I know, I just want to hate him. I want to hate him. I'm going to tell moms that I just want to hate him. Oh, God. She flutes it out, and then she's like, oh, I hate Cameron. I want to hate him. And I hate that I can't hate him. But you won't let me hate him. But today she was like, I had a good conversation with him recently. I'm willing to work with him. And I'm trying. She keeps saying she's trying. So there you go. Thank you, Renee. Yes. Like that video, you guys. Cameron, here's a fun one for you guys. Try this one on for size. Cameron, in his infinite wisdom, had a late night chat with Jared, and they laid in the scary hand room in the Scaryverse across from each other. And Cameron says, I know that Felicia is Denzel Washington's sister. So this season, we got influencers, we got reality star Sari, and I think people are related to famous people. And he goes, I love Denzel Washington. He's my favorite. I mean, I don't love him enough that I've looked up his family and his wiki, but I love him. Okay. And she talks just like him. Mannerisms, everything. Denzel Washington. It's Felicia Washington. I guarantee it, like the Men's Warehouse. And Jared's like, I mean, I don't, maybe, but when someone asked her if, who she would leave her husband for, who her hall pass is, she said Denzel. And if that's her brother, that's weird. And Cameron goes, no, not where I come from. Also, that's a joke for them. Now, this again bothers me, Cameron, because you're saying that, okay, you are saying that Riley is like your daughter, and clearly you got the hots for her. You can't hide it. Come on, puff hair. You got, when he's got his little puff balls, he's like, I'm not sexually attracted to this hot young girl I'm always talking to and trying to say. No. She's like my daughter, even though she's only 9 years younger than me and my daughter's 7. So this just makes it weirder that you call Riley your daughter. The fact that you're like, no, Jared, think about it like this. Felicia is Denzel Washington's sister. And they were like, hey, pretend you want to do me when you're in the house. Say I'm your hall pass. That'll be funny. That's your brother-sister jokes. Brother-sister jokes, right? Right? No, sir. No. So he's, got his whole thing. Miss Felicia, Denzel Washington. I guess very Daniel Tiger vibes. Just clueless, alleged super fan. Okay. Good God Almighty. I love Riley. She is like my daughter. She is a daughter to me. She's a daughter to me. She is a daughter. Right along. Yes. Miss Felicia is always cold. She's very cold. She gave, talked straight to the cams, gave them the grocery list. We need blueberries. We need this. We need that. We need the other thing. Oops, I dropped my mic. Oops, I, dropped my mic into the sink full of water. Oops, I peed on my mic. So far, I think she hasn't ruined another mic, but I kind of wish she would. And Miss Felicia's given the grocery list, and she overshared, like I said, during the morning when they were getting ready about her IBS, her bowel movements, and her gastric bypass, to which Hysum again was like, girl, I am not your doctor. Why are you telling me this? And everybody laughed. She also was taking the M&Ms out of the mixed nuts, like the trail mix, because they got cashews. They got bags of cashews. Like, ooh, I'm gonna mix these because cashews are really good with M&Ms. And Hysum was like, I don't want your fart hands touching them. And she's like, my hands don't go near my farts. So Miss Felicia has just been very, she's been very busy putting the M&Ms with the cashews and telling people about her IBS. But Hysum would love to be her doctor. He loves the elderly. Okay. But he also is kind of Dr. Depresso. He's a bummer. He's like, but you're going to die when you're 70 or in your 70s. Yeah. Hey, Petunia. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Jared talked to Suri in the food storage. He seemed to indicate he'd be okay with Blue gone, like I said. Okay. The handful is basically no more. That big ass alliance of people that are like, we're in the hand room and we're 5, but really we're 8 when we invite other people in. And now they've just completely fallen apart. And Riley's going around going, we need to, regroup. We need to rethink this alliance. And I'm thinking, girl, you need to think about the POV. You need to get yourself off the block. Because if you go home, she just thinking way too much ahead. She needs to focus. Don't worry about it. Everyone knows about that alliance. Because everyone knows about everything in this darn house. 400 people watching. Make sure you smash that like, you guys. And thank you for joining. Okay. There is no have-nots yet. So Jag had to sleep with Corey last night. And Jag said, my one rule is we can't sleep butt to butt. And that really made Blue laugh as she was retelling it. So they were sleeping together. And Mimi was like, I got rules for the room too. You guys might not be able to sleep butt to butt, but if you sleep in my room, rule number 1, don't talk to me in the morning. Rule number 2, if you're in the bed, you're sleeping in the bed, no snoring, no grinding your teeth, no talking in your sleep, no coughing. And if you do talk to me in the morning, there's one phrase, words that you can use. You can use one of them. Hi, bye. That's about it. That's about it. Hello. Not good morning. That's 2 words. That's too many. And I loved it. Mimi is one of my favorites, and she continues to give very funny commentary in the house and be pretty on point with her takes. And so I enjoy her. Yeah, basically she's like, I'm cranky. She's just hashtag relatable. All of us. All right. But it is interesting that they don't have have-nots yet. That means they didn't have enough beds for everybody. And that's why Jared took his bed back, or Jag's bed, or whoever's bed that was. And then Jag had to be like, where am I going to sleep? And Jared's like talking to a big brother in the room by himself. He's like, I'm not giving this up again. That's not what's happening. Like I said, even though Izzy hates Cameron and wants to hate him and hates that people won't let her hate him and cries about it, and it's hilarious, she wants Riley out first. She said that this morning. She said she's had a good combo with him. She's trying. She told Jared that, and that she would work with Cameron. I'm like, what is this upside down? What happened in the nether regions? What is Les Moonvez's lap allegedly doing to these people? I mean, I know she hasn't been sent to the nether regions yet, but something's going on. All right. Izzy told Jared that Hysum is doing too much. They were in the food storage. She was eating a banana. She's like, oh, God, tell moms this banana is good. I love this banana. Tasty. Yo, where mom's at? We going to tell moms? Where's mom's? Is it your mom's? When she hugs you next time, can you come over and rub it on me? Just rub it on me. Fluty flute. I guess I could take this picture down. I have the same picture up. Maybe we'll pull another picture that I've taken, or that also, did you guys know, I know, bad subject to bring up, but this just popped up, that Luke was a model. And obviously Izzy plays the flute. She's a flutist. Yeah. So she's like, yeah, moms, yeah. She's like, Hysum's doing too much. That whole honesty thing, man, because he's being honest, like that's all fine and dandy Randy, but yo, you can't show all your cards, right? Right. Do. Sabri is queen. And she's not wrong about that. He's kind of doing a lot, all right? Blue had previously promised to use the veto on Riley. She's like, Riley, I got you, girl. But then the next day, when Riley picked her, she was like, well, what if, let's just hear me out. What if we keep noms the same? Huh? And Riley's like, what? Is it because I was in the HOH room and that room just like fucked me up? No, she didn't seem happy about it. Blue picked up on that. But now that I think Blue now seeing, having a little more time to think about what could happen to her if she does use the POV, and seeing Riley's behavior in the house. And I think Blue's like, I could do without her. That's my take. I think Blue's just kind of like, she can, I don't need it. I don't need her to be here. 430 people here. Make sure you smash that like. Hey, Liz. Hello, pretty. Hello. Basically, Hysum got to Blue because Hysum, right now Blue's in a good spot. I wouldn't throw my game away for Riley. She is messy, and she clearly likes the boys more than she likes the girls. She just showed that in her first HOH. That's just how, and she hangs with them way more, and she talks game with them way more than she does the girls, even though her and Blue have had, quite a few conversations now that she's been nominated. But Blue's safe with Hysum. They have this LGBTQIA kind of like bond alliance. He doesn't want to put anyone from the community up. He also has that similar bond with Jag where he's like, I don't want brown. They keep saying no brown on brown crime. Okay. So, I wouldn't risk it for Riley. And Riley's in the situation she's in because she put herself there and she's acting like it's some like special case. Like, well, how you're feeling right now, Riley, is how Kirsten felt. Only you guys didn't even basically barely give her a chance at all, Riley also is like, I got Suri. Suri is like, she's like a mom to all of us, but like Jared, he's really close to Miss Felicia and Suri, and it's like they're his mom. Yeah, it is. It's like Suri's his mom. And Riley's like, Suri told me she would not vote me out. And she pinky swore. So we're back to the pinky swears, everyone. We are back to the pinky swears. And everyone, the younger people are like, oh, pinky swear? Oh, you got that locked. Okay, that's on lock. Like, you can't break a pinky swear. A pinky promise? Are you serious? Did you kiss it? No? Okay. All right. And I'm just thinking, oh, girl. These pinky swears, I cannot. Riley still feels bad for Cameron. She's just like, I feel like I have the votes, all the people. She's counting these votes. Well, I think Kirsten did that too, and that wasn't what she hoped it would be because that's how Big Brother works. So you don't want to get feel too secure in this. And but she keeps like going. She was the one that went around and told everyone, well, it was Cameron who kind of outed all of us and stuff. But he did it for me. He did it because he loves me. And I'm like, oh no, the cult guy got to her. He got to her like some kind of Charlie Manson stuff. He did the voodoo. I got the voodoo for you, bitches. Like the girl from Bad Girls Club. And he did the voodoo on her. And then she's like, but he loves me. And the other people in the handful are kind of very softly trying to be like, well, I mean, but Cameron's fate is, he made that for himself because he outed us. No matter what his intentions were, there's no need for that. And Blue made a really good point. Like, yes, Judy, I got the voodoo for you bitches. Blue made a great point. Like, we're an alliance. You should talk to us about that. Those people who are in alliances who go and make these big moves without consulting their alliance or considering them, those people are problematic. Riley's like, no, it's because he loves me. I feel bad that he's probably going to go. And I'll stay and everyone's voting for me. And then whenever she talks about Cameron or game talks, or like when Corey was like, it's weird that he says, like, Corey didn't straight out say, I don't think he said weird, but he was insinuating definitely that it was odd that Cameron calls her his daughter when they're like basically the same age. And Cameron he clocked it and she has not clocked it at all. And then she's like, Cameron, she does this thing where she's like, whoever she's talking about, she says, I'm not, if you're watching this later, this is just game talk. I'm not being mean. I'm not trying to mean talk you. Okay. She mostly does it about Cameron. So no one can talk any sense into her. All right. I mean, I wouldn't mind him going. I would not mind them. Miss Felicia says Riley is privileged in the game. And I think I have a little clip of her explaining why she thinks Riley's privileged, and I'll play the audio for that. But it was very interesting because Riley is giving those vibes. She's giving off the privileged vibes for sure. And it's, I mean, if you were in the house with her, it's frustrating because she talks as though, you know, it's kind of all about her. And Miss Felicia described it better. Let's hear what she says.
I think the only thing and I really do like Riley, but the only thing that bothers me is that mindset of privilege, because every time she hugged me, she said, I'm so glad you're here. She said, I told you I was going to keep you safe. And this wasn't going to be the week that we wanted you out the house. And so you still have more time. It's almost like she's saying, when we get ready to get rid of you, we'll get rid of you. Right. But Heffa. Yeah, I know, girl. You in danger. Yeah. Are you in danger? I mean, all of us realize that when everybody decides it's our time to go, but you make it sound like you're the one that gets to decide when I go. Yeah, you saved me. I think the only thing that...
And I think that's a great point, because Riley's forgetting that she's talking to these people kind of like she's talking over them. She's not talking directly to them. Heffa. Yeah, she definitely has a sense of entitlement. And I think that's the perfect way to describe it, Jenny. So people pick up on that, especially when you're Miss Felicia's age. You've met and seen and experienced and dealt with a lot of people. So she'll go around, she'll be like, hey, bestie. But then she says it to everybody. So it becomes disingenuous. And it's the people that she's definitely not besties with. And, you know, her acting like she's somehow running things. And it's like, no, you're on the block. When you were HOH, it wasn't that great. And you did, in fact, not save her, because keeping Miss Felicia on the block kept her in jeopardy, kept her, she still, you know, could have went home. So the only way you could have saved her and said, oh, I helped you out, I guess, is if she was one of the ones you took off the block during your HOH, because her HOH was different in the fact that there were 4 people already nominated due to losing comps, and she got to take 2 off, and she chose to take the 2 men off. So you did not save Miss Felicia. Miss Felicia's game, her connection to Suri and the bond she formed and the work she's done in the house is what saved her. And also Kirsten, you know, just being seen as messy in the house or chaotic, which is so interesting because I find Riley to be much more chaotic and much more messy. Yes, right. Exactly, Meg. I've watched her go through the house and she's like, bestie, bestie, bestie. I'm like, this is just sloppy gameplay because it comes off very disingenuous. And people understand when you play Big Brother that, yeah, you know, you're going to be feeding people a little bit of bullshit. But if it's extra bullshitty, if it's extra cheesy bullshitty, and you can't do that to Miss Felicia. And it's kind of almost like, oh yeah, but you guys will help me. The way she talks to Felicia and Suri is like only when she needs them. It's like, but what have you done for them lately? I mean, I guess Suri has said, well, you didn't backdoor me. Well, lottie freaking da. You know, but really, what have you done? You've gotten an alliance on the other side of the house, which is fine. You have every right to do that. But don't act like you're like the savior over here. So Miss Felicia is not wrong about this. Also, someone on Twitter made this picture, and I am so sorry. Shout out to you when I screen grabbed it. I was hoping they had their little name imprinted on it, but they made this of Denzel Washington and her brother. Or no, Denzel Washington and his sister, Felicia. Heffa? I mean, the way she says Heffa is just really funny. It's really funny. Yeah, I think the way that Riley talks to some of the people in the house, she doesn't realize is disrespectful, in my opinion. I mean, Felicia is really, she's really entertaining to me. So whoever on Twitter made this, shout out to you, you talented person. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Joseph says, officially 10 hours. Think the feeds went down 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific. I think you're right for the veto comp. Do we think there is more of the scary twist? I don't know if it's 18. Well, Julie Chen did say at the end of the last episode that I think she said we're going to see more of the Scaryverse because we got, we're going to figure out, we don't know what happens in the nether regions. We don't know because they're not allowed to talk about it. So I think that tomorrow night's episode will probably see a little bit, or tonight for all of us, I believe now, because it's 12:30 a.m. and now officially the 13th. I think we'll learn more about this Scaryverse twist. So, oh my goodness, Miss Felicia and her brother Denzel, just real casual pic of them on the red carpet. Jared is talking too much. I wrote again. He tells Corey, Cameron is assuming almost correctly. These are Jared's words. He goes, he's talking to Corey and he says, Cameron is assuming almost correctly that this season is comprised of influencers and entertainers, people who are related to famous people or influencers. Sir, why add the almost correctly? You're outing yourself. And Corey's like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've heard, obviously, because Corey being related to Zach from Survivor is like, no. And I heard Busy Blue, shout out to Busy Blue, my friend, when he was covering this show, he called Corey Whataburger. And I thought that was hilarious because I know his name is like Wurzenberger or something cool. But I like Corey Whataburger. I think I was calling him Corey Worcestershire, but Corey Whataburger is pretty good. Corey says he thinks Riley will go after Hysum. Sorry. Corey says he thinks Riley will go after Hysum. He was talking to Izzy about this, aka Iggy, if you ask Sari. And that's not good for Izzy's game. Izzy's like, I know. Corey thinks Cameron thinks his whole group is going to vote for Riley to stay. And Izzy says she's been trying with Cameron. Again, she's telling everyone, I'm trying. It's so taxing for her. She's like, yo, do. I talk to moms. I'm trying. But he bugs. He mega bugging. Remember last year Turner was all about the mega bussing? Well, Izzy's about the mega bugging because Cameron is just mega bugging her. She's like, but it's hard. Corey then tells Izzy the path forward is to make peace with Riley. And Izzy says she keeps trying. He's like, I keep trying, but she won't effing talk to me. Izzy is just too much. But she has been kind of laying lower than we've seen. And I think she's doing that intentionally. But she still is just so hurt. She wears her emotions on her sleeve. Izzy fears if Cameron wins HOH, if he stays and he wins HOH, he'd put up her versus Sari on the block. And they think Cameron is being super sus. So this is something Corey brought up, Izzy brought up, and Sari brought up because they found out about the traitors. And I was watching the conversation. It was outside when traitors was first brought up. And then Cameron's like, what is traitors? Was my daughter Riley on that? And he's like, is it a competition show like Big Brother? And really, Sari tried to play it down. Obviously, she's like, oh, barely, if you can call it that. It wasn't much. And I think it might have been Izzy that brought up traitors in the first place. I don't remember exactly. Maybe it was Cameron, but Cameron said he didn't even know she was on it. He doesn't know the show, but that his mom is a big fan of Sari. And that his mom will be geeked out because she watches all the shows. And so he made her pose with him for a picture, on the live feeds for his mama. But he's like, oh, you want traitors? And now he's been talking about traitors all around the house. And Sari's like, she tried to talk to Izzy about it. Izzy's like, that's so weird. I don't know why anyone would. Yeah, I don't know. why anyone would bring that up. Yeah, that is weird. I don't know who this Bowie Jane person is you speak of. There is a lady who's like 45 who's pretending to be 35, but I think she's just part of production. We don't really see Jay. Izzy, or I'm sorry, Bowie Jane, Bowie. She's down under. She's, you know how the toilets go the other way? She's going the other way in the house. She's always working out, putting little pigtails in the front of her short hair. But really, everybody likes her. She's very well liked. So whatever she's doing socially, she works out with people. But really, she talks game with Sari, because they're in the same room. But she's pretty good about just going, okay, I'll catch up with you later. You know, I'm trying to do my Australian, which is horrible, but Foster's Australian for beer. She's like, okay, you guys keep talking, and I'm gonna go think about boomerangs in another room. Okay, see you soon. And then she goes and kind of leaves the area. She likes an early bedtime, similar to Sari. So when she's pretending to be 35, which is so ridiculous, I'm just thinking, girl, that's 45 behavior, because I'm 43 and I am tired. That's why I was like, I'm just going to go live now because I got to get some sleep. So the fact that she is going to bed with Sari, I'm like, you got to stay up with the kids because they're doing the late night rats. That's what I think it's late rat nights or late night rats or something. That's what Quirky Riley's like, hey, Matt, should we do late night rats tonight? We'll stay up late and talk to each other, but we're totally not into Showmance. We don't even like each other. Ew, girls, watch me juggle. I just farted. I'm cool. I'm not like a regular girl. I'm like a cool girl. Okay. I know that's the only way I can get into my Rook. It's the only way I can get into my Foster's Australian for beer. So Izzy's just trying to get back to Outback. I love Australians, but not Izzy. I keep saying Izzy. I can't even say her name because she's never on. Bowie is just trying to find the nearest Outback Steakhouse. She's barely there. I mean, 500 watching. Hit that like, you guys. She's, yeah. But socially, very good. People want to work with her. Obviously, she's working with Sari's side of the house. That's what we're going to call it. Whose house? Sari's house. And then the other side of the house, Jeg and them are like, I do enjoy Bowie. I would work with her because they're reconfiguring the handful. You know, I'm not like a regular girl. I'm a cool girl. I'm super cool. I'm like funny. I'm like hot, but also funny. Okay. Cameron feels like Riley has one more HOH in her. He's like, if she stays, I feel like she's got one more HOH in her. Mr. Cameron, actually, I think, I'm sorry, that was Corey, little 21-year-old. There are times when he is just spitting straight facts. And I'm like, okay, Corey. But yeah, this traders thing that's being brought up, he's bothered by it too. He's like, what are we going to do? They keep talking about traders and they think, you know, Cameron's doing it on purpose. Corey's like, yeah. And Izzy's like, he probably is. But yo, I am trying to like cool it with him. I'm trying to be his friend a little bit. Okay, I don't like him, but I gotta work with him because everyone's telling me to calm down. So I've been putting beanies on just to like get my shit together. But yeah, the traders out, not good for Sari, but we'll see. I mean, these kids are like, I love Sari. I want to work with Sari. And I'm like, Sari is going to take you all to the end, or not take you all to the end, but she will take herself to the end, do the Sari magic she does, make you all feel great like she is, social game on point, and then she will cut you, and you will be like those kids on the Traders. They were devastated when she beat them on Traders. If you haven't watched Traders on Peacock, please watch it. Episodes are good. I mean, she beat Cody Cauliflower. She made him look dumb. Rachel Riley, everyone on that show. And Sari brought the new little kids with her and they believed in her. She was like their queen. And then she cut them. They were like, not Sari. She would never be a traitor. And she was like, sorry. And those kids were devastated. They're probably in therapy right now trying to process that loss. That was a bad loss. Jared has a conversation with America about how others in their former alliance want to keep Riley so badly. Jared's over the handful. He does what he has to do. He talks a lot, tells them a lot of what he thinks they want to hear. And sometimes too much, it can get him in trouble or get Sari in trouble. But Jared has this theory. He keeps telling everyone, when you talk to someone and you say, when they bring up who their people are, they always say you first because you're in front of them. But really, the second person they say is their number one. So, mic drop, and I'm like, okay, all right, okay, cool. And then he says every time he was telling America, he's like, every time they talk to Jared about our crew, they only mention each other. And America's like, yeah. And they never mention America. Like, they're just starting to be like, I think I trust America. I think I do. Riley's like that. Jag's like that. Matt's like, huh? Because I feel like no one is taking into account that Matt, the fact that Matt is in this game, being a deaf person, and most of this game is about whispering and in groups. And yes, he can read lips, but you can tell, especially on the feeds, that it is very difficult for this man to follow these conversations. They're whispering, people are talking at once, sometimes in groups, and he's like, huh? So when he tells Hysum, I don't actually know what's going on. A lot of things can be, I can't hear him. He's not lying. I think a little bit of that, I think he admitted, was like, I can use that as an excuse. But when he's talking to his own alliance and friends in the house, he's still like, huh? And very few people, I think people forget, or maybe they're just not used to having conversations with someone who's deaf, because they're, not necessarily always making it a point to make sure that he can hear what they're saying. So that's kind of a bummer to see him in the house and have him. It's just like a much harder road for him, because this game is really about a huge part of communication. And, that's why he feels, I think, a closeness to Riley, he said, because she was the first person in the house that made him feel comfortable. But I do think Kirsten did a really good job of that. I talked about it previously when they played the Zip Zap Zop game and stuff. She made it a point to, when he was like, I don't even know what you guys are saying, when others were a little shorter with him, she was like, well, sit down, I'll talk to you, or like explaining things. But I think Riley does that a little bit today, or lately, I should say. So yeah, America's just like, yeah, you're right. This group, they never bring me up, If to her, it's like, Hysum already told me that they're not, they don't really have my back, I'm just, because, if you look at it, when you have these alliances of Big Brother, the last people that are asked are always the ones that feel like on the outs, because they're the first ones that are like, oh, I'm probably very replaceable. Because you asked me last. So it kind of goes in that order when they're knocking people off. And that's true, because they are ready. Corey was like probably he was the last person they asked to be in that hand, or that alliance, whatever it turned out to be. And they're so quick to be like, well, if Corey goes, no big deal. Sorry, Corey, it's his game. But yeah, he's not really one of us. We asked him last just for numbers. So again, before the POV starts, and after the POV picks, Hysum is just pissed. He's in the HOH room. He's like, these are the worst picks for me. He can't believe these picks. He's like, listen, if Blue decides to use the POV on Riley and she wins, I'm going to just straight up tell her. I'm going to tell, who does he say? I think he's like, he's not worried about America. But he's like, if Blue does, I'm just going to tell her, like, all right, if you use it on her, I'm going to put up Matt. And Matt has, he has more of a story to tell. And if Blue will be taking that away from him. I'm like, oh gosh, oh my goodness. And then Hysum says, if Cameron wins, Corey goes up. And Blue winning and taking Riley off is the worst case scenario. But he's not afraid to put Matt up as well. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. Oh, Lordy. Oh my goodness. Deal you whoop-who says, all I know is Manson has to go. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think, at first some of the house guests are like, Riley, we're targeting Riley. I think Cerie's still kind of like, huh? Well, why wouldn't we target Cameron? And I think Bowie was like, yeah. But the more, there are some people in the house that want Riley out. And listen, I'm going to say a very unpopular opinion probably to most people, but I think Riley's got to go before Cameron. I don't want another woman to go because it's like 2 women in a row, and soon we're just going to get to all guys. And we know that this show has a tendency for the men to just team up and take out all the women. But I think Riley at this point, just like Miss Felicia saying, you know, her entitlement's coming off. I think she has much more loyalty to the guys, and she's more dangerous because she has more pull with them. Cameron's like on the outs. Granted, he has red, and if he does win HOH, you know, a Cameron red HOH could be kind of messy, but it won't be good for like Cerie's side of the house necessarily. I mean, we don't know yet. Cameron is who knows. And as much as I don't enjoy really watching him on the feeds or this creepy daughter thing, I think Riley is more has more pull. She really was the leader of that other side of the house. She kind of calls shots. The guys listen to her. I mean, Jag listens to her. Matt listens to her. Corey, even though, you know, he will still talk game, kind of not necessarily against her, but I think she just has she's in a powerful position in that a lot of these people want to save her, and nobody wants to save Cameron. Nobody. So she's got more pull. And to me, that's a more dangerous player. And she's also proven that she can win even when she doesn't need to. And granted, she is messy. And, you know, she has considered, because Hysum, I guess, told her, hey, if you win your way back, we're even Steven. You talked about putting me up. I actually put you up. Clean slate. And at first, she was a little bitter about it, obviously. She's like, I'm not working with him. But he's like, we could work together in the future. And I mean, I think he's saying that because he's just like wants everyone to work with him until the mid game. But she was considering it more now. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Cameron right now really he doesn't have any pull. Everyone kind of thinks he's a joke. They're annoyed by him. Izzy's gonna just be going after him. Let Izzy take him out. Let's, you know, see if he can be manipulated or molded, or if someone else can be his daughter. Maybe you get rid of Riley, he gets another daughter target that he wants to quote unquote protect, you know. America's actually showing signs of, even when she had a late night talk last night with Riley and Matt, she's definitely smarter game-wise, strategic-wise than pretty much all of the players in her side of the house in that alliance. Her and Corey, I think, are probably the better strategists and know the game more. However, her social game just is not necessarily on point, or people are finding her to be sus. And it could be, I don't know, maybe she's just a little more biting. I don't know, but I think she, leave Cameron for the Izzy drama. I mean, I want to see them fight, but I'm just really, as much as Cameron has given me the yuck, Riley is just giving me the annoying. I cannot take another week of her crying on the feeds and everyone having to feel so bad because it's like, girl, you had power. You were HOH. Why would we feel bad for you? Why are we feeling bad for you? Because you didn't handle your HOH correctly? She's like, I just don't think it's my fate to leave week 2. Nobody thinks that their fate to leave week 2. Kirsten didn't think it was her fate to leave week 1. So we are still live, Marilyn. We are. I think the other side, Ballistic says, we'll go after Hysum now. He's a comp beast too. He will be target number 1 probably, which will save Cirie and Felicia. I mean, yeah, and I think leaving Cameron, he's more of a target. For Cirie, I think, she does have that connection with Riley, and it's the connection that only Cirie Fields can make with people in games like this. She's very good at it. But still, as much as Riley will tell Cirie and Miss Felicia, it's like we're the real alliance on the side. I mean, no. Well, Riley could Elizabeth Hasselbeck her way to the end. It's a unique style. I mean, that's true. He brought up 9-11 feeds. Whoa, really? Brought up, what about? Oh, yeah, there was that. he was saying about not targeting, who was Brittany? Let's see. But what was he saying about not targeting? Here, let me drop down Denzel and his sister, Miss Felicia. Yeah, that was Hysum talking about not going after. Now I forget that clip because I saw that clip on Twitter before I saw it on the feeds. But yeah, he said something about white people, but he wants to save this white, and then the feed's cut. So that's all I saw. Yeah, Riley actually thinks she has Suri. But yeah, they did talk. I mean, him and so Jag and Hysum, like I said, have talked about, they don't want brown on brown crime. They want to look out for each other, like in the peripheral of Big Brother. And then also being LGBTQIA, that would be Izzy and Blue, since I believe she's bi, and then Hysum, since he's gay. Izzy, she's a lesbian. He doesn't want to go after that community, knowing that eventually he'll have to, but I think he just doesn't want to target them. Yeah, there was the brown on brown crime, but then he said something about white something. So Blue named who she trusted, who aren't white, and said something like just not, and then Jag said the white people. Oh, that was a different situation. And then that one kind of made me laugh. I felt like it was more of like a joking way, but I could have read it wrong. And then Jag said the white people, because everyone they were naming, none of them were white. So basically you trust everyone or want to work with everyone but the white people. So I don't know, you guys. So we are just waiting for these feeds to come back. It has been, I mean, it's one of those seasons where obviously, early on, if you watch the feeds, you're really plugged into it because things are happening, conversations are happening, people are talking, comedy is being made, even though not necessarily intentionally. Hysum has obviously a little bit of the HOH-itis, and by a little bit, he's got the HOH-itis, but it is entertaining to watch. And it was really entertaining to watch him kind of unravel after the POV picks, because he's like, well, 2 mistakes were made, I guess. We will see. I thought I handled the meetings perfectly, just treating them very forward, blunt, sterile, if you will. I like a blunt, sterile environment being a doctor, even though I'm just a CNA, you guys. And I thought, just asking them straight up, who are you working with? Don't lie to me. I already know. So if you do lie to me, I will know. And this could cost you your spot in the game. And also, where do you see me mid-game? Where are we going to go mid-game? Yeah. Oh, Hysum says, right, one more and I'm good. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Joseph says, I'm always watching the feeds no matter what, but this weird 10 and a half hours and nothing in sight. I feel for feedsters that report the feeds for podcasting sites if they spoil the POV comp. Yeah, I'm not sure, Brittany. We still don't know who won the POV. We're still waiting. It is 1 a.m. in the Pacific time zone. So we still don't know. We're waiting, and I was going to hopefully go live and share that information with you. But as we know, all we know now is Hysum HOH, Riley and Cameron on the block. Riley is who Hysum is saying is his target. The POV players were Blue, Matt, America, Riley, Cam, and Hysum. Riley picked Blue for Houseguest choice. Blue had promised to play for her and use the veto if she won it, but then she kind of backtracked on it. Riley didn't like that. So we'll see what's going to happen, because I don't think that America will use it. I think the only people you have to really worry about using the POV on Riley is Riley herself, Matt, and Blue possibly. But Blue was already pulling back. But I do not see America. I don't think she's dumb like that. And I also don't think she feels included in that group enough to risk her life in the game. And it'll be easy for her to go, I would love to, but he's threatened me. And, she could easily pull that card. And I think Hysum would be like, yeah, go ahead. And Cam, I mean, no, he's going to take himself off the block, even though it's his daughter. And he loves his daughter. Loves it, loves it. It is 1 a.m. where I am too. Well, 12:59 a.m. I'm in California. So Newfoundland. I always try to say that ever since BB can. People say Newfoundland, but it's Newfoundland, right? Am I saying it right? I don't know. I figure if I say it really, really fast, it sounds like I know where I am or what I'm talking about. 3 a.m. in Texas. All right, you guys, I am getting sleepy, but I wanted to bring you some live feed updates and have a couple laughs with you guys. And hopefully you enjoyed it. And hopefully you smashed the like. And thank you for joining me. Please comment after the video post and tell me what you think. I wasn't able to get to everyone's comments, so let me know who you hope wins the POV, what your thoughts are on how long this stuff is taking, and what do you think of Hysum's HOH? Let me know it all. All right. I'll be back hopefully by the morning. We will know who won tomorrow night. My husband will be live with me. If you guys just have joined me in the past for Big Brother, we started doing a segment called Casual Corner. I'm so tired. I'm like, what was it called? Casual Corner with Chell, where my husband Chell just watches the episodes. And so he gives us the perspective of the casual, which a lot of us super fans and feedsters always wonder, how do the casuals get these crazy opinions? Well, my husband watches just the episodes and he acts as a casual so we can dissect his opinion. And yeah, he basically has to because he's married and he signed a piece of paper and he loves me, allegedly. Okay. You guys have a wonderful rest of your morning, day, wherever you are in the world. And always remember to enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. If you like what you see.